So you want to lose the belly fat, but you're feeling lost on what steps you need to take. Whether you already been dieting and working out, but you feel like you're spinning your wheels, or if you're the person who's brand new and you're like, man, I don't want to be wasting no time and effort and I'm not getting the results I want. In this video, I'm going to help you save some time and save some effort, showing you exactly what steps you need to pay attention to and do. And so that way you can lose the belly fat and keep it off for good. All right. So the first thing is this. You have to stop winging it, man. If you're hitting the gym and you just doing some crunches, doing some sit-ups here, doing a little bit of cardio, maybe some bicep curls, some bench press, that is not a plan. When I think about a plan, I think about kind of like a GPS. You know, back in the days when I was growing up, I'm kind of dating myself right now, but back in the days, we used to have to print out the little Google map on a sheet of paper and then we go to where we're going, right? But when you think about a GPS, it helps you save time, right? You understand what the destination is that you're going to. You know where it is because you're looking at GPS, but it also shows you where you're starting from. If the GPS didn't know where we were starting from, how would it know how to help us get to where we want to be at? We wouldn't be able to. And so it's the same thing in fitness. You have to have a plan that's not just tailored to where you want to get to, whether that's having a flat stomach or having abs. It also has to be tailored to your situation based on where you are right now. Whether you are 100 pounds overweight, 30 pounds overweight, 50 pounds over, whatever it is. Everyone's situation is a little different. And so, guys, you got to stop, just going to the gym, looking at the guy who ripped up or the guy who has abs already and do what he does. He's in a different part of his journey than you. You know what I'm saying? You got to do things that are tailored to where you are, your fitness level. Like, can you imagine being 100 pounds overweight and looking at some ripped up guy on Instagram or YouTube and they say, hey man, you got to do sprints on a treadmill on 4% incline, but he don't have all that damn weight on him like you do though. And so the way his body go feel is going to be drastically different than the way your body's going to feel. You go have aches in your knees, in your ankles, your feet go be hurting like hell because you have so much more weight that you're carrying. And so you have to have a plan that's tailored to you, okay? And so when I think about having a plan as far as like fitness and losing belly fat, here's some of the basics, okay? Having a plan as far as nutrition is number one, because if you don't know already, you can't outwork poor nutrition habits. I see most folks, they're trying to hit the gym and you can have the best workout plan in the world, guys. But if you're not gonna eat right, you may lose a little bit of weight depending on how heavy you are, but you're gonna hit a plateau and you won't be able to break that plateau until you map out a nutrition plan. So go ahead and solve that issue now. Go ahead and nip that in the bud. So we need to know your calorie intake and your daily protein intake. You don't even have to know all your macros. You don't even have to know everything. Just your calorie intake and your protein intake, all right? And I know somebody gonna be thinking right now, what the calorie intake is? Well, you can just simply go over to Google, because different ways you can find your calorie intake. You can go over to Google, type in TDEE calculator, stands for total daily energy expenditure, right? And it's gonna have you put your information in there, and it's gonna give you a certain amount of calories. Now, you're gonna have to reduce that amount of calories by, it could be 200, 300, 500, maybe even 600 calories, depending on how aggressively you wanna drop body fat and how fast. And you have to eat that consistently, okay? And a certain percentage of that daily calorie intake, let's say it's 2,000 calories, is going to have to be protein, all right? And so that protein can be, 35% up to, let's say even 42% of that overall 2,000 calories, okay? And so once you have those two things, you're good with the nutrition. And of course, you can pretty much eat whatever you want to eat, but I do tell guys to lean towards the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you need to be eating healthy and clean. The other 20%, you can enjoy yourself. You don't have to be like these bodybuilders all on social media telling you, hey man, you gotta eat chicken and broccoli every day. Can you get ripped doing that? Possibly. But who the hell want to eat chicken and broccoli every day for the rest of their life? Like, I know I don't. I want to eat me a burger, taco, whatever I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't have to be perfect to lose belly fat and get abs. Guys, I'm 34, about to be 35 years old this year. And I'm pretty much every week, I eat some type of a burger, taco, or even Waffle House. Shouts out to the Waffle House crew, all-star special crew, you know what I'm saying? I do those things, but I'm not doing it every day. You see what I'm saying? And some weeks I don't do it. And so you got to have some type of structure and discipline. All right, that's why I say the 80-20 rule. After you have the nutrition down pat, if you want to look good in your clothes, and when you take your clothes off, you have to make dates with the weights. Yeah, no wonder I wore this hoodie today. I knew it was the reason I wore this hoodie, because I want to tell your ass, you got to make dates with the weights. I see folks that all they doing is cardio. I have folks who they'll hit me up on Instagram and they'll say, well, I'm just doing my cardio and eating right now. And once I lose all the weight, then I'll start hitting the weights because I don't want to look bulky. Hell no, don't do that. You want to lift weights from the get-go, because lifting weights is going to help you build muscle, which helps you increase your metabolism, which helps you burn more body fat. Yes. If you want to look good in your clothes, you want to tone up like a lot of y'all be hitting me up saying, you want to have more definition, guys, you got to hit the weights so that you can tone. If all you're doing is cardio and dieting and maybe even starving yourself, you go look weak, skinny, fat, and frail. I've had plenty, I mean, how I know? Because I've had plenty of people hit me up. They did some kind of weight loss surgery or some type of detox plan where they lost a lot of weight. And they're like, man, I need to tighten all this stuff up. I'm not happy with how I'm looking. If they would have been lifting weights from the start, they would have been good. They wouldn't even have that issue, all right? And so that's the first thing you need to do. You have to have a plan, and it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. If you can only work out 3 or 4 days a week, that's totally fine. You just have to focus on doing the right things when you hit the gym, all right? You got to do upper body. You got to do lower body. You can do full body, just depending on how many days a week you can work out. But as long as you're doing the right things when you hit the gym, you don't have to be in there 6-7 days a week unless you want to. Okay, I have plenty of coaching clients. Guys, back when I used to do in-person training, before I stepped into doing online coaching full-time, I used to train people for 30 minutes. And because I understood the principles on how to build muscle and drop body fat, man, these folks was coming to me like hotcakes. They were like, damn, Jay, man, how can I work out for 30 minutes and feel like this? Like, man, this feels like an hour-long workout. Because we're doing the right things when they're in the gym. We're hitting weights the right way with the right pace. We're not blitzing through the exercise trying to speed through it to get away from the burn. When you understand how to do things effectively, it don't take a whole lot. Less is more. All right? So that's the first one. Have a plan. Second thing is this. You got to be habit focused and lifestyle focused. Now, I see so many people that they jump for all the gimmicks. Oh, well, I'm going to start doing the carnivore diet. Oh, I'm going to start doing this detox diet. Oh, boy, I had me the other day, one of my coaching clients who was like, man, I had some big ass stomach behavior over the weekend, so I'm going to fast for a whole day. And some folks, they tell me they fast for 2 or 3 days after a day of eating junk food. And guys, this is what happens when you do things like this. It causes binge eating disorders. It causes you to have a bad relationship with food because you're always starting something, but it's not something that you can sustain. Whether it's the keto diet, the Atkins diet, the fasting diet, where you, like, who in the hell want to do a diet where they can't eat for 2 or 3 days a week? What if you want to eat? You telling me you can't eat? I don't want to do that. And so the whole mindset behind being able to lose belly fat and keep it off, you have to do things that you can sustain, that you can start and sustain. This is why I say focus on the habits and the lifestyle. This is, it's a long game, man. It's not to say that it's going to take a long time to get the results, but because if you have the right plan, you can get 12 months worth of results in just 12 weeks if you have the right plan. Like I see a lot of my coaching clients dropping 25 to 35 pounds in 3 months, and there's people who don't have a plan, and it takes them a year, if not more. You see what I'm saying? To get the same type of results. And so when you have that routine in place, that's what saves you from losing 10 pounds or 15 or 20 pounds and then gaining it back. And so ask yourself, the next time you start a nutrition plan, a workout plan, whatever it is this something that I can really sustain doing? Can I sustain eating vegetables and fruits? Which you should, because that's like not just fat loss and weight loss, but it's going to help your energy. It's going to help your health. Or can you sustain just eating meat all the time and not eating other essential foods like carbs and fruits and vegetables. You're just eating a whole bunch of meat. Most people can't sustain that. And so think to yourself, whenever you're getting ready to jump on a certain type of plan, and it takes having a little bit of self-awareness, what is it that I know I absolutely cannot do? I don't want to do it. Like, for example, if you say, I don't want to work out 7 days a week. I don't want to be in the gym 2 hours a day. I don't want to be doing a pro athlete style workout where I'm sprinting on the treadmill for 2 hours or an hour. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do the, I can't never eat foods I enjoy eating. I don't want to do the diet where I can't drink a little alcohol from time to time. Because your boy go, I'm going to drink an old fashioned at least once a week, man. That's my thing. I'm going to drink me a Woodford Reserve old fashioned about 1 time a week. That's me. You see what I'm saying? And so I mapped out my nutrition plan in a way where I can sustain the results I'm getting because I understand how often can I drink alcohol? How often am I going to eat out versus eat inside the house? This takes a little bit of self-awareness and also having a plan, all right? And whatever habits got you the results to where you are right, whatever results you have right now is based on your habits leading up to this point, all right? If you want to change your results, okay? If you want to change, the stomach that you have, the muffin top, the belly fat, whatever you want to call it, if you want to get rid of it, you have to change something about your habits and your routines and your lifestyle. Some folks, they have a lifestyle of drinking simple lemonade and sweet teas and sodas all the time. That shit ain't gonna help you. I'm not saying you gotta cut it out altogether, but you need to start to develop more habits of drinking water, sparkling water. Like guys, I used to love drinking soda growing up because I grew up in the hood. That's all we used to drink. Coke, Sprite. I used to love drinking it. I used to be drinking 3-4 cans of Sprite and soda, Sprite and Coke almost every day. But then as I got older, it's still in me. I still want to drink those things, but instead I'll drink sparkling water. That carbonated feel, it kind of feels like soda still. You see what I'm saying? And so just different habits. That's the second thing. The third thing is focusing on self-improvement. Never stop self-improving, okay? Because most times when folks stop self-improving, they find themselves going back into their old ways. I've had some coaching clients here and there, because I've been doing this 15 years, man, and I'm just being transparent. I follow a lot of my clients, and I see some of them who self-improved while they were inside the coaching program, and they were able to keep the results afterwards. And I've seen coaching clients who come into my program, and right off the bat, all they do, hey man, I just want the meal plan and workout plan. I just want the meal plan and workout plan. I don't want to do the coaching calls. I don't want to do nothing else. And they get some results, they leave the program, and I'm looking at them on social media, and gain down way back because they didn't focus on self-improvement, all right? Self-improvement is building our character traits, okay? And another thing that I want to touch on that's going to tie into character traits is this. Guys, you can't be afraid to fail, okay? I see so many people that are afraid to invest in coaching. I see so many people who are afraid to start their fitness journey. Guys, failure is what teaches us. Life is built to where we fail, we learn, and then we reassess and we do something different. I believe anybody can lose weight. I believe anybody can lose belly fat. Let me prove my point to you. Let's say, for example, you're sitting in front of me right now, and I pull out a red card, slap shit at you. You're like, whoa, why you slap me? Why you slap? And I don't say nothing to you. I put the card back in my pocket. I pull the red card back out again. Slap you again. Put it back in my pocket. You're like, what? And then I pull it back out again, and then you duck. And you're like, man, I had to do something. I couldn't just stay right there and let you hit me again. I see you every time you pull that red card out, you hit me. What just happened? You learned. You learned that if I pull the red card out, you about to get slapped. So you need to duck, back up, or something. Losing weight is all about learning, okay? You're going to go through some pains of maybe stepping on the scale and the weight ain't going down as fast as you want it to. You put the little measuring tape around your waistline and your stomach not going down as fast as you want to. And so what do? You reassess. You say to yourself, okay, I don't want to go through this pain anymore. What things happened leading up to this point? And so going back to that analogy that I made, right? What things happened leading up to you getting slapped? I pulled out a red card. And so you know when that red card was getting pulled out, you did something different so you wouldn't get slapped. And so I say this to say, failure is inevitable. It's going to happen. We're going to go through pains because pain is what teaches us. We don't learn things in good times. We learn things through pain. That's why we have it. You goddamn knee start hurting. Like, oh, what'd I just do? So now you learn to not do that anymore. Okay? And so now, if you want to lose the belly fat, you want to build a body that you're proud of, you got to say to yourself, okay, what am I not doing right now? What am I not doing that's holding me back from getting the results, right? And you stop and you say to yourself, well, I'm working out, but I don't know how much food I'm actually eating. That's why my weight ain't going down on the scale, right? And so you start tracking what you're eating. You're learning, okay? And then you say to yourself, okay, cool, well, I'm tracking, I'm losing a little bit of weight, but man, I'm not toning as much as I want to. What's the issue? Well, I'm working out, but man, I'm not challenging myself as much as I need to challenge myself with hitting the weights. I'm doing a whole lot of cardio. If you want to build muscle, you got to hit the weights. You got to make days with the weights. You see what I'm saying? So making self-improvements require learning from the pains and the failures. And then there's the other side of it too. It's not just diet and workout. It's you being consistent. I remember when, I started this whole online fitness coaching business, and I was still doing in-person training. And it was kind of like a hobby at one point of doing online coaching because I'm like, it's kind of hard to break into this thing, man. I ain't stepping away from a full-time in person because this shit is shaky. But it was shaky because I was inconsistent. It was shaky because I would start things and not finish. These are character traits. A lot of people start working out, but then they don't finish. They don't keep it up. They don't make it into a lifestyle. They start eating healthy, but then they stop and they go back to their old ways. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, they focus on just motivation, because I used to be that person at one point. I would just post content when I felt motivated. Self-improvement is you're not going to always feel motivated. Sometimes you're going to have to do it just off of GP. You're going to have to do it off of discipline. You see what I'm saying? And that discipline is what carries you over until you feel motivated again. Some days you all go feel motivated. Guys, even when I go to the gym, it's plenty of days I don't feel motivated to hit the gym. But I do it out of discipline. I do it out of, it's a lifestyle. I do it out of, it's a standard. Like when you self-improve, you're going to get to a point where you're like, man, I'm no longer willing to live the way I'm living right now. And so you raise your standard of living. I'm no longer willing to live in, it was one point in my life, I was no longer willing to stay in the hood anymore where there's homeless people walking past my apartment and I want to bring a little pretty young thing to my house, somebody I'm dating, and they see a homeless person walking outside of my apartment every other day. I didn't want to keep living like that. And so I raised my standards of living, started making more money, moved out here to Buckhead, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Buckhead, Atlanta. But it's kind of like the bougie area or whatever here in Atlanta. And so my whole point is, if you want better, you can't just want it. You can't just want the new body. You can't just want to have a flat stomach. You can't just want to have abs. You have to raise your standards because we don't get what we want. We get what we make a standard. All right? If you made it a standard to make a certain amount of money or live a certain way, when you don't have it, it's a lot of pain associated with that because the way you view yourself internally, if your reality is not showing that, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be pissed. Like that's how I was. It almost felt like how Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, he was like, if you're not going to be successful until you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe. When I was young, I didn't realize what the hell he was talking about. But when I started going through those things where I raised my standards, but my standards of living wasn't where I wanted to be at yet, it felt like I was suffocating, man. I'm like, man, I can't be living like that. I can't be pulling up to my family gatherings and, man, I can't contribute to my family gatherings because I don't have the resources to. Like that, irked me on the inside. It was eating at me. And it felt like I was suffocating. And so I worked hard as hell to provide value to the world so that way I could make more money to be able to do things for my family and do things for myself. And that's because I raised my standards. And so there is going to be a point throughout our journey, and your journey as well, where you raise your standards, but your reality is not living up to your standards yet, right? That's where the pain comes in at. You use that pain to work, to put the time and effort in, to focus. You channel that energy, that pain into progressing yourself. Personal development. Don't allow that pain to put you into a rut, make you feel depressed. No, it's all about how you view the situation. All right. We all have our starting points. We all go through tough times. We've all found ourselves digging ourselves into a bit of a hole and feeling a little just down in our luck. But how do we bounce back? Character, self-improving, saying to ourselves, man, this situation not going to define me. I'm going to be able to get through this and come out on the other side even better. All right. And so if you do these things that I've shared with you today, this is how you lose the belly fat. And this is how you'll keep it off. Focus on self-improvement. Focus on building out a plan. All right. A nutrition and workout plan that you can sustain. And then dive into the habits and lifestyle if you want to keep the results. Habits and lifestyle. All right. With that said, hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments you want to share, go ahead and comment down below. If you want some help from me, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook and DM me the words fat loss, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you. We out. Let go.